Hey Maxleets! Today I'm going to break down the kettlebell swing and how to effectively perform it. First, you're going to breathe all of your air out till you feel your abs. Then, bending at the hips, grab the kettlebell into a deadlift position. Contract your latissimus dorsus or the mid-back muscle and pull the handles of the kettlebell as if you're trying to rip the kettlebell apart with your hands. Then, as you stand up, swing the kettlebell between the legs and thrust it forward, squeezing your glutes and your abdominals as you stand back up. Remember, you're not squatting downward, you're hinging your hips back and thrusting it forward. Think more like you're setting yourself up for a deadlift as opposed to a squat. As you bend, hinging at the hips, you want to make sure that you're in a neutral spine position. No overarching of the back, making sure your abs are engaged. With this exercise comes a lot of mistakes, and here's one right now. First mistake is bending too low or too much hinging at the hips. This is where you see the person just bending too low to the ground. Notice how the kettlebell, although it's going between the legs, it's too far away from the center. Typically when you're performing the kettlebell swing, when that kettlebell swings between, it should be closer to the groin area, so it's easier for you to thrust it back forward. But with this bending position here, the kettlebell moves further away from the center of gravity, which means you have less control over it, and it also stresses your back. Another common mistake you see is no back muscle engagement, particularly the latissimus dorsi, which are those muscles that are in the middle of the back but off to the side. Usually before you pick up the kettlebell, you want to really pull those muscles back and pull at the handles as if you're trying to pull the handles apart. You need those muscles in order to effectively perform this movement. When you're not engaging those muscles, you do run the risk of stressing the shoulders because of that. And you also want to make sure that you'll notice that I usually have a slight bend in my arms simply because of the fact that my lats are engaged. And last but not least, this is the most common one that you'll ever see. This is where people squat instead of hip hinge. You can tell the difference because they're actually bending their knees and they're dropping downward instead of hinging back and forward. When you perform it this way, you go back to the first common mistake that we talked about, where you're putting that stress on the back and that kettlebell is moving away from the center of gravity. When that kettlebell moves away from the center, you have less control over it. So this move is not a kettlebell swing, this is a squat with an arm raise. That's what this is. So the major cues to look out for: breathing all of your air out so that you are in a neutral spine, bending or hinging at the hips, make sure you are swinging the kettlebell between the legs but close to the groin area, and thrusting forward, squeezing the glutes and the abdominals. Also, almost forgot, making sure you engage the lats as well as you thrust forward. Thanks guys for watching. If you do like this video, please like, comment, subscribe, and follow. And until next time, you max your life.